Chapter 1. A New Day at the Cinema. The sun was casting a warm golden glow over our quiet town as Saturday morning unfolded. My name is Anna, and I'm 10 years old. I live with my mum in a small house nestled among green trees and vibrant flower gardens. Our town, though modest, has a charm of its own, a sprawling park, a cozy school, and one cinema that feels like a gateway to another world. With its striking red walls and glowing neon lights, the cinema had always been my favorite place, a magical escape where stories came to life on a massive screen. I had been to the cinema countless times before, but this week was different. It was a holiday, and I had made up my mind to go every day with my friends, Tom and Lisa. Today, I was determined to watch The Happy Dog, a movie about a dog named Max who embarks on a thrilling adventure. Although I was bursting with excitement, I couldn't shake a nagging worry. What if the cinema was too crowded and we couldn't get tickets? As I was getting out of bed, I glanced around my cozy room. My desk was neatly arranged with books, pencils, and a notebook, while a poster of a fluffy white dog adorned the wall. I had always dreamed of having a pet, but Mum had explained that pets required more responsibility than I could handle now. If I had a dog, I would take it for walks every day, I thought, smiling to myself. I slipped on my blue dress, which felt soft against my skin, and tied my long brown hair with a red ribbon. Looking in the mirror, I felt ready to tackle the day, though a flutter of anxiety lingered. The cinema could be packed, and I wasn't sure I was brave enough to navigate the chaos. In the kitchen, Mum was preparing breakfast, the aroma of eggs and toast filling the air. A bowl of apples and bananas sat on my table, adding a splash of colour to the room. "Good morning, Anna," said Mum, handing me a plate. "Are you thinking about the cinema already?" "Good morning, Mum," I replied, my voice tinged with excitement. "I can't wait to see The Happy Dog, but I'm a bit worried. What if the line's too long and we miss the show?"
Mum smiled. "If you go early, you'll get tickets, but you'll need to finish your homework first. You've been putting it off all week." I nodded, knowing she was right. Although I was eager to call my friends, I had to focus on my tasks. I sat down and ate my breakfast. The eggs were warm and fluffy, the toast perfectly crunchy. I munched on a sweet red apple and sipped cold orange juice, my mind racing with thoughts of the movie. I had heard The Happy Dog was about a brave dog who made new friends, and I couldn't wait to see it. But first, I had to get through my math problems and reading assignment. After breakfast, I returned to my room and tackled my homework. I had 10 math problems involving multiplication, which weren't too hard, but required careful checking. The reading assignment was a short story about a boy who found a lost kitten. I wrote a few sentences summarizing it. The boy was kind. He helped the kitten find its home. He felt happy. Finishing my work, I felt a surge of pride. I had been procrastinating, but now I was free to plan my day. I ran to the kitchen. "Mom, I've finished my homework," I said. "Can I call Tom and Lisa now?" Well done, Anna, Mom said, giving me a hug. Which movie are you watching? The Happy Dog, I said. It's about a dog named Max who goes on an adventure. I think it'll be amazing. Sounds exciting, Mom said. Will you go with Tom and Lisa?
Yes, I said. Tom and Lisa were my best friends. Tom, tall and always wearing his red hat, loved telling jokes. Lisa, short with her ever-present blue bag, was quieter but loved animals. Both enjoyed movies as much as I did. I grabbed the phone and dialed Tom's number. It rang twice before he answered. "Hey, Anna," Tom said, his voice cheerful. "What's up?" "Hi, Tom," I said. "Want to go to the cinema today? The Happy Dog is playing at 3 o'clock. "Awesome," Tom said. "I love dogs. My dog, Buddy, would probably want to watch it too. Can I come to your house at 2? "Sure," I said. "If we leave at 2, we'll have plenty of time to get tickets, but I'm worried it'll be crowded." "Don't stress," Tom said. "We'll figure it out. See you later." Next, I called Lisa. She picked up right away. "Hi, Anna," she said. "Hi, Lisa. Want to join me and Tom at the cinema? We're seeing The Happy Dog at 3. "I'd love to," Lisa said. "I've never seen a movie about a dog before. I'll be at your house at 2. "Great," I said. "See you soon." I hung up, my excitement growing. My friends were on board and we were going to have a blast. Glancing at the clock, I saw it was 9 o'clock. I had 5 hours before Tom and Lisa arrived, so I decided to help Mom to keep busy. In the living room, I dusted the table and swept the floor, making the space sparkle. Mom noticed and said, "Thanks, Anna. You're a big help." "I want everything to be perfect today," I said, grinning. "The cinema is going to be so much fun." Next, I headed to the garden. It was small but bursting with pink and yellow flowers. I watered them carefully, watching droplets glisten on the petals. A butterfly fluttered by, its wings a vivid orange. For a moment, I forgot my worries about the crowded cinema. The garden always calmed me down. At 11, I took a shower, washing my hair and slipping back into my blue dress. I checked my small bag, ensuring I had $10 for the ticket and popcorn. The ticket cost $5 and popcorn was $2, so I had enough to share with my friends. If we got there early, we'd avoid the rush, I told myself. At noon, I joined Mum for lunch. We had soup with carrots and potatoes, paired with fresh bread. As we ate, I told her about the movie. The Happy Dog is about a dog named Max who runs through a forest, I said. I think it'll be full of surprises. Sounds like a great story, Mum said. Just be careful in the crowd. Stay with your friends. After lunch, I sat on the sofa and read a book about animals. I learned that dogs are loyal and rabbits are fast. I imagined Max, the dog in the movie, racing through a forest. I had never been so excited for a movie before. By 1:30, I was too restless to sit still, so I double-checked my bag and paced the living room. At 2 o'clock, Tom and Lisa arrived, both smiling.
Tom's red hat was slightly crooked, and Lisa clutched her blue bag tightly. "Ready for the cinema?" Tom asked. "Totally," I said. "But I'm a bit nervous. The cinema might be packed." "We'll get that early," Lisa said. "Let's go." We walked to the cinema, the 10-minute stroll filled with chatter. The streets were quiet, lined with green trees and blooming flowers. Birds chirped overhead, and I felt my worries ease. Tom talked about his dog, Buddy. "He chases squirrels all the time," he said, laughing. "He'd love Max. My cat, Mimi, just sleeps, but I think she'd like this movie."
"If I had a pet, I'd pick a dog," I said. "They're so fun." The conversation kept us entertained until we reached the cinema at 10 minutes to 3. My heart sank. The place was buzzing with people, children shouting, parents queuing up. The line for tickets stretched outside the door. "We'll never get in," I said, my voice shaking. "Don't give up," Tom said. "Let's join the line." As we were standing in the queue, I noticed a man in a blue jacket near the front, looking impatient. An idea struck me. If I could convince him to save our spot, we might get tickets faster. But what if he said no? I had never spoken to a stranger like this before. My palms were sweaty, but I took a deep breath and approached him. "Excuse me, sir," I said, my voice trembling. "We really want to see the happy dog. Could you save our spot while we wait?" The man raised an eyebrow. "Why should I help you kids?" I swallowed hard. "We've been looking forward to this all week," I said. "If you help us, we'll be so grateful." He sighed, but nodded. "All right, but don't take too long." "Thank you," I said, rushing back to Tom and Lisa. They looked amazed. "He's saving our spot," I said. "Let's stay close." We waited anxiously, watching the line move. Thanks to the man, we reached the ticket counter just in time. Mrs. Brown, the ticket seller, smiled at us. "Tickets for the happy dog?" she asked. "Yes, please," I said, handing her $15 for 3 tickets. She gave me the tickets and some change. I felt a wave of relief. We had made it. At the snack counter, I bought popcorn, its warm, salty smell making my mouth water. Tom got juice, and Lisa picked out red candy. We entered the theater room, its soft seats welcoming us. We chose the front row for a clear view. As the lights dimmed, my worries melted away. The movie was incredible. Max, a white, fluffy dog, lived in a small house but craved adventure. One day, he ran into a lush forest where he met a timid brown rabbit. "Don't be scared," Max said. "I'm your friend." They teamed up, crossing a rickety bridge over a rushing river. Along the way, they befriended a blue bird, a clever red fox, and a kind bear. Together, they found food and played, their friendship growing stronger. I loved how Max was brave yet kind, always helping others. We shared the popcorn, laughing when Max chased his tail and clapping when he crossed the bridge. The movie lasted an hour, and when it ended, we were grinning ear to ear. "That was awesome," Tom said. "Max is so cool," Lisa said. "I want a dog like him." "I learned something," I said. "Max was brave, and I was brave today when I talked to that man." We left the cinema at 4:30, the sky now a soft orange. Walking home, we relived the movie's best moments. At my house, Tom and Lisa waved goodbye. "See you tomorrow," they called. Inside, Mum was reading. "How was it?" she asked. "Amazing," I said, telling her about Max, the rabbit, and my bold moment with the man. I was nervous, but I did it. "I'm proud of you," Mum said. "Dinner's ready." We ate chicken and rice, and I shared more about the movie. "Max taught me to be brave," I said. "I've learned to speak up when I need to." "That's a great lesson," Mum said. "Courage makes a difference." In my room, I wrote in my notebook about the day, the cinema, the crowd, the movie, and my friends. I had gone to the cinema and faced my fears. I liked Tom, Lisa, and Mum. Today was unforgettable. As I closed my notebook, I thought about Max. He was courageous and kind, inspiring me to be the same. If I hadn't been brave, we might have missed the movie. Smiling, I went to bed, dreaming of dogs and forests. Lesson learned. Taking initiative, like Anna with the man in line, builds confidence and helps you overcome challenges. Be courageous, even when you're scared, and you'll inspire others too. Chapter 2. A Plan for the Cinema. Sunday morning greeted our town with a soft glow, but dark clouds were gathering in the sky. My name is Anna, and I'm 10 years old. I live with my mum in a small house surrounded by lush trees and blooming gardens. Our town, though quiet, boasts a vibrant park and a beloved cinema with striking red walls and glowing lights that always felt like a portal to adventure. Yesterday, I had kicked off my holiday week by watching The Happy Dog with my friends, Tom and Lisa, a movie that left us buzzing with excitement. Max, the brave dog, had inspired me to be courageous when I convinced a stranger to save our spot in line. Today, I was eager to see The Magic Forest, a film about animals and a mystical tree. Although I was thrilled, I couldn't ignore the looming clouds. If it rained, our walk to the cinema would be tricky, and I worried we might not make it on time. As I was rolling out of bed at 7:30, I peered out my window. The clouds were heavy, and a light drizzle had already begun. If I had known it would rain, I would have planned better, I thought, feeling a twinge of frustration. My room, cozy and familiar, offered some comfort. Books and pencils were neatly arranged on my desk,
and a poster of a fluffy white dog hung on the wall. I had always wanted a pet, but Mum had reminded me that animals needed more care than I could manage now. I slipped on my green dress, soft and comfortable, and tied my long brown hair with a yellow ribbon. Looking in the mirror, I tried to push aside my worries about the weather. I had to stay focused if we were to reach the cinema. In the kitchen, Mum was flipping pancakes, the sweet aroma mixing with the scent of fresh fruit on the table, strawberries and bananas. "Good morning, Anna," she said, sliding a pancake onto my plate. "Are you thinking about the cinema already?" "Good morning, Mum," I said, forcing a smile. "I want to see the Magic Forest, but it's starting to rain. What if we get soaked or miss the movie?" Mum glanced outside. "If you take umbrellas and leave early, you'll be fine. But you'll need to help with some chores first. The living room's a mess." I nodded, knowing I had to earn my cinema trip. I ate my pancake, drizzled with honey, and savoured the juicy strawberries. A glass of cold orange juice refreshed me as I planned my day. The Magic Forest was about animals working together, and I hoped it would be as inspiring as the happy dog. But first, I had to tackle Mum's chores and figure out how to beat the rain. After breakfast, I headed to the living room. Books and toys were scattered across the table, and the floor needed sweeping. As I was tidying up, I thought about yesterday's movie. Max had been brave, and I had been brave too, speaking to that man in line. If I could do that, I could handle a little rain. I organized the books, stored the toys, and swept the floor, leaving the room spotless. Next, I went to the garden, a small oasis of pink and white flowers. Despite the drizzle, I watered the plants, watching a ladybug crawl along a leaf. The garden calmed me, but the rain was getting heavier, and I felt a knot of worry tighten in my chest. Back in the kitchen, I reported to Mum. "I've cleaned the living room and watered the flowers," I said, hoping for approval. "Great job, Anna," Mum said, giving me a hug. "Are you going to the cinema with Tom and Lisa?" "Yes," I said. Tom with his red hat and endless jokes, and Lisa, quiet but kind with her blue bag, were my best friends. I grabbed the phone and dialed Tom's number. It rang twice. "Hey, Anna," Tom said, his voice bright. "Cinema today?" "Hi, Tom," I said. "Want to see the Magic Forest at 4:00? It's raining, though, so we'll need umbrellas." "No problem," Tom said. "I'll bring my umbrella. Can I come to your house at 3? "Sure," I said. "If we leave at 3, we'll make it on time, but I'm worried about the rain." "We'll be fine," Tom said. "Buddy loves splashing in puddles. See you later." I called Lisa next. She answered quickly. "Hi, Anna," she said. "Hi, Lisa. Want to join me and Tom for the Magic Forest at 4? It's raining, so bring an umbrella." "I'd love to," Lisa said. "I've never walked to the cinema in the rain before. I'll be at your house at 3. "Awesome," I said. "See you soon." Hanging up, I felt a surge of excitement.
My friends were in, but the rain was a challenge. It was 9:30, leaving me 5 hours to prepare. I decided to read a book about animals to pass the time. Sitting at my desk, I learned that bears love honey and rabbits are quick. I imagined the animals in the magic forest and felt eager to see their story. But as I read, the rain grew louder, drumming against the windows. If we didn't plan carefully, we'd be late. At 11, I helped Mum clean the windows, wiping away smudges until they sparkled. Thanks, Anna. You're earning that cinema trip. I'm trying to stay positive, but the rain's making me nervous. At noon, I took a shower, washing my hair and slipping back into my green dress. I checked my bag, ensuring I had $10 for the ticket and popcorn. The ticket was $5 and popcorn was $2, so I could share with my friends. I grabbed my red umbrella, hoping it would keep us dry. If the rain got worse, we'd need a backup plan. Lunch with Mum was sandwiches with cheese and ham, paired with a crisp salad. As we ate, I shared my excitement. The magic forest is about animals and a magic tree, I said. I think it'll teach us something special. Sounds wonderful, Mum said. Just be careful on the wet streets. Stay together. After lunch, I sat on the sofa, too restless to read. The rain was pouring now, and I worried about the walk. I remembered Max from The Happy Dog, how he had faced challenges with courage. Maybe I could find a way to beat the rain. An idea hit me. A shortcut through the park. I had taken it once before, but it was narrow and could be slippery. If we were careful, it might save time. At 3, Tom and Lisa arrived, both clutching umbrellas. Tom's red hat was damp, and Lisa's blue bag glistened with raindrops. "Ready to brave the storm?" Tom asked, grinning. "I'm a bit nervous," I admitted. "The rain's bad and we might be late, but I know a shortcut through the park. It's faster, but it could be slippery." "Let's try it," Lisa said. "If we stick together, we'll be okay." "Lead the way," Tom said. We set off, umbrellas bobbing as rain pelted down. The usual route was flooded, so I guided us toward the park. As we were trudging through the muddy path, my heart raced. I had never led my friends this way before, and I worried we'd slip or get lost. "Stay close," I called, gripping my umbrella. The trees overhead offered some shelter, but the ground was slick. Lisa slipped once, but Tom caught her arm. "Thanks," Lisa said, laughing nervously. "This is an adventure."
"Like Max in the forest," Tom said. "We're a team." Their words boosted my confidence. I had been doubting myself, but we were working together, just like the animals in yesterday's movie. We reached the cinema at 3:30, soaked but triumphant. The place wasn't too crowded, likely because of the rain. A poster for The Magic Forest showed a towering tree and animals, making my excitement surge. At the ticket counter, Mrs. Brown smiled. "Tickets for The Magic Forest?" she asked. "Yes, please," I said, handing over $15. She gave me 3 tickets and change. I felt relieved. We had made it. We bought popcorn, juice, and yellow candy at the snack counter, then entered the theatre room. We chose the middle row, perfect for seeing the screen. As the lights dimmed, I forgot the rain and settled in. The movie was enchanting. A lush forest housed a magic tree with glowing leaves. Animals, Ben the bear, Bella the blue bird, and Ruby the white rabbit, were friends. When their river dried up, they were devastated. The tree, speaking in a deep voice, said, "Work together to find water." Ben dug a hole, Bella scouted from the sky, and Ruby rallied other animals. Their teamwork paid off, uncovering a new river. The forest thrived again, and the animals celebrated. We shared popcorn, laughing when Ruby hopped over a rock and clapping when water flowed. The hour-long movie ended too soon. "That was epic," Tom said. "Bella's song was beautiful," Lisa said. "I want to hear it again." "Teamwork saved the day," I said. "It's like us getting here through the rain."
We left at 5, the rain now a drizzle. The sky was pink and orange, and we walked home slowly, reliving the movie. At my house, Tom and Lisa waved goodbye. "See you tomorrow," they called. Mum was cooking dinner. "How was it?" she asked. "Amazing," I said, describing the animals and our rainy adventure. "I was scared we'd be late, but we took a shortcut and worked together." "I'm proud of you," Mum said. "Dinner's ready." We ate pasta and salad, and I shared more about the movie. "The animals taught me about teamwork," I said. "I've learned to trust my friends." "That's important," Mum said. "Teamwork makes everything better." In my room, I wrote in my notebook about the day, the rain, the shortcut, the movie, and my friends. I had faced a challenge and succeeded. I liked Tom, Lisa, and Mum. Today was unforgettable. As I closed my notebook, I thought about the animals. They had worked together, just like we had. If I hadn't suggested the shortcut, we might have missed the movie. Smiling, I went to bed, dreaming of forests and rivers. Lesson learned. Teamwork and quick thinking, like Anna's shortcut in the rain, help you overcome obstacles. Trust your friends and share ideas to achieve your goals. Chapter 3. A surprise at the cinema. Monday morning unfolded with a brilliant sun painting the sky a vibrant blue over our quiet town. My name is Anna, and I'm 10 years old. I live with my mum in a cozy house surrounded by green trees and colourful flower beds. Our town, small but charming, features a sprawling park and a beloved cinema with bold red walls and glowing lights that always felt like a gateway to new worlds. This holiday week, I had been making daily trips to the cinema with my friends, Tom and Lisa. On Saturday, we watched The Happy Dog, where I had summoned the courage to secure tickets in a crowded line. On Sunday, The Magic Forest taught me the power of teamwork as we braved a rainy shortcut. Today, I was eager to see The Brave Cat, a movie about a cat named Leo who saves his town. Although I was thrilled, a flicker of unease lingered. I had never seen a movie about a cat before.
and after yesterday's rain-soaked adventure, I wondered what challenges today might bring. As I was climbing out of bed at 7:30, I glanced out my window. The clear sky lifted my spirits, but I couldn't shake a nagging worry. If I had been more organized yesterday, I wouldn't have felt so rushed, I thought, reflecting on the chaotic walk. My room, small but comforting, held familiar treasures, a desk with neatly arranged books and pencils, and a poster of a fluffy white dog on the wall. I had always wanted a pet, but Mum had pointed out that animals required more care than I could manage now. I slipped on my red dress, bright and cheerful, and tied my long brown hair with a blue ribbon. In the mirror, I saw determination in my eyes, though a trace of anxiety remained. I had to stay focused to make today perfect. In the kitchen, Mum was frying eggs, the savoury aroma mingling with the scent of fresh toast. "Good morning, Anna," Mum said, handing me a plate. "Planning another cinema trip?" "Morning, Mum," I replied, my voice bubbling with excitement. "I want to see The Brave Cat, but I'm a bit nervous. What if something goes wrong again?" Mum smiled. "If you plan ahead, you'll handle anything. But first, I need you to run to the store for bread and milk." I nodded, eager to earn my cinema trip. I ate my breakfast, savouring the warm eggs and crunchy toast. The grapes were sweet and juicy, and a glass of cold milk refreshed me. As I ate, I thought about The Brave Cat. I had heard it was about a heroic cat, and I hoped it would inspire me like the previous movies. But first, I had to complete Mom's errand and avoid any mishaps. After breakfast, I grabbed my jacket and $10 from Mom, slipping the money into my small bag. The store, a short walk away, was a quaint shop stocked with fruits, vegetables, and snacks. Mr. Green, with his grey hair and glasses, greeted me at the counter. "Morning, Anna," he said. "What do you need?" "Hi, Mr. Green," I said. "Just bread and milk, please." I picked out a fresh loaf of bread and a cold bottle of milk, paying $5 and pocketing the change. "Thanks, Mr. Green," I called, heading home. The sun warmed my face, and a small brown dog trotted by, wagging its tail. I smiled, imagining a pet of my own. If I had a dog, I would play with it every day, I thought. Back home, I handed Mum the bread and milk. "Well done, Anna," she said, giving me a hug. "Are you going to the cinema with Tom and Lisa?" "Yes," I said. Tom with his red hat and quick wit, and Lisa, gentle with her blue bag, were my best friends. I dialed Tom's number, and he answered after 3 rings. "Hey, Anna," he said, sounding cheerful. "Hi, Tom," I said. "Want to see The Brave Cat at 3 o'clock?" "Count me in," Tom said. "I'll be at your house at 2. "Great," I said. "If we leave early, we'll avoid any trouble." Next, I called Lisa. "Hi, Anna," she answered. "Cinema today?" "Yup," I said. "The Brave Cat at 3. Meet at my house at 2? "I'm in," Lisa said. "I love cats. See you soon." Hanging up, I felt a rush of excitement. It was 9 o'clock, leaving me 5 hours to prepare. I decided to help Mom more to stay busy. In the garden, I watered the red and yellow flowers, spotting a red ladybug on a leaf. The peaceful scene calmed my nerves, but I couldn't stop thinking about the cinema. Yesterday's teamwork had gotten us through the rain, and I hoped today would be smoother. At 10, I tidied my room, making my bed and organizing my books. I drew a quick sketch of a black cat with green eyes, imagining Leo from the movie. By 11, I showered, slipping back into my red dress and checking my bag. That's when panic hit. I had spent my cinema money at the store. I had forgotten to save enough for the ticket. My heart sank. If I had been more careful, I wouldn't be in this mess, I thought, feeling embarrassed. I found Mum in the kitchen. "Mum, I made a mistake," I said, my voice low. "I used my cinema money at the store. What should I do?" Mum looked thoughtful. "If you're honest with your friends, they might help, but you must pay them back tomorrow." I nodded, feeling a mix of relief and shame. I had never borrowed money before, and the idea made me nervous. I decided to ask Tom, trusting his kindness. At 1, I ate lunch with Mum, soup with carrots and potatoes, and the bread I'd bought. As we ate, I shared my excitement. "The Brave Cat" is about a cat who saves a town, I said. "I hope I can fix my money problem." "Be honest," Mom said. "That's what matters." After lunch, I read a book about cats, learning they're agile and clever. I felt eager for the movie, but anxious about my mistake. At 2, Tom and Lisa arrived, both smiling. "Ready?" Tom asked. "Almost," I said, hesitating. "Tom, I forgot my ticket money. Can I borrow $5? I'll pay you back tomorrow." "No big deal," Tom said, handing me the money. "We've got this." "Thanks," I said, relief washing over me. "Let's go." We walked to the cinema, the 10-minute stroll filled with chatter about pets. The streets were quiet, with birds singing overhead. At the cinema, we joined a short line. I bought 3 tickets with Tom's money, feeling grateful. But as we headed to the theater room, I reached for my ticket, and it was gone. I had lost it somewhere between the counter and the door. Panic surged. "My ticket's missing," I said, my voice trembling. "Check your bag again," Lisa said, but it wasn't there.
"We'll figure this out," Tom said. "Let's talk to Mrs. Brown." My stomach churned. I had already borrowed money, and now this. If I had held on to the ticket, I wouldn't be in trouble, I thought. At the counter, Mrs. Brown was busy. "Mrs. Brown," I said, my voice shaky, "I lost my ticket for The Brave Cat. I just bought it." She frowned. "Tickets can't be replaced, Anna. How do I know you bought one?" "I promise I did," I said, my face burning. "Tom paid for it. Please, can you check or let me in?" Tom nodded. "I gave her the money. She's telling the truth." Mrs. Brown sighed. "All right, I'll let you in this time, but be more careful. The movie's about to start." "Thank you," I said, nearly crying with relief. We hurried to the theater room, grabbing popcorn and candy on the way. We sat in the back row, and as the lights dimmed, I tried to calm down. The movie was thrilling. Leo, a black cat with green eyes, lived in a town facing a storm. Determined to help, Leo ventured into a forest, meeting a clever red fox who knew a safe cave. Leo led the townspeople there, saving them from the storm.
Then he found a scared white kitten, offering it food and warmth. Leo's kindness touched me deeply.
We shared popcorn, laughing when Leo darted through trees and clapping when he saved the town. The hour-long movie ended and we left smiling. "Leo's awesome," Tom said. "That kitten was so cute," Lisa said. "I want one." "I messed up today," I said, "but Leo taught me to take responsibility." At 4:30, the sky was orange as we walked home. At my house, Tom and Lisa waved goodbye. "Thanks for the money, Tom," I said. "I'll pay you back tomorrow." "No rush," Tom said. "See you." Mum was reading. "How was it?" she asked. "Great, but I lost my ticket," I admitted, explaining everything. "I felt awful, but I fixed it." "I'm proud you were honest," Mum said. "Dinner's ready." We ate rice and vegetables, and I shared Leo's story. "I've learned to be responsible," I said. "Mistakes happen, but you fix them." "That's maturity," Mom said. In my room, I wrote about the day, the store, the lost ticket, the movie, and my friends. I had faced a big mistake and learned from it. I liked Tom, Lisa, and Mum. Today was a lesson. Thinking of Leo, I realized his bravery mirrored my honesty. If I hadn't spoken up, I'd have missed the movie. Smiling, I went to bed, dreaming of cats and caves. Lesson learned. Taking responsibility for your mistakes, like Anna with her lost ticket, builds trust and maturity. Be honest and find solutions even when you're embarrassed. Chapter 4. A Special Day at the Cinema. Tuesday morning bathed our quiet town in a golden glow, the sky dotted with fluffy white clouds. My name is Anna, and I'm 10 years old. I live with my mum in a small house nestled among green trees and vibrant flower gardens. Our town, modest yet charming, boasts a sprawling park and a beloved cinema with bold red walls and neon lights that always felt like a portal to adventure. This holiday week, I had been visiting the cinema daily with my friends, Tom and Lisa. On Saturday, the happy dog taught me courage when I secured tickets in a crowd. On Sunday, the magic forest showed me the power of teamwork through a rainy shortcut. Yesterday, the brave cat pushed me to take responsibility after losing my ticket. Today, I was eager to watch The Flying Bird, a movie about a bird named Sky who learns to soar. Although I was buzzing with excitement, a trace of worry lingered. I had invited a new friend, Jack, to join us, and I hoped he'd fit in with our group. As I was slipping out of bed at 7, I glanced out my window. The clear sky lifted my spirits, but I couldn't shake a flicker of unease. If I had been more welcoming to new kids before, I might know how to make Jack feel at home, I thought, reflecting on my past shyness.
My cozy room offered comfort, with books and pencils neatly arranged on my desk, and a poster of a fluffy white dog on the wall. I had always dreamed of a pet, but Mom had stressed that animals needed more care than I could give now. I chose my yellow dress, bright and cheerful, and tied my long brown hair with a red ribbon. In the mirror, I saw determination. Though I felt nervous about Jack joining us, I wanted today to be special for everyone. In the kitchen, Mom was flipping pancakes, their sweet aroma blending with the scent of strawberries and bananas on the table. "Good morning, Anna," she said, sliding a pancake onto my plate. "Another cinema day?" "Good morning, Mum," I replied, my voice bright. "I'm excited for the flying bird, but I'm a bit nervous. I invited Jack, the new boy, to come with us."
"That's kind of you," Mom said. "If you make him feel welcome, he'll have fun. But first, I need you to clean the kitchen table and feed the fish." I nodded, eager to earn my trip. I ate my pancake, drizzled with honey, and savored the juicy strawberries. A glass of cold orange juice refreshed me as I thought about the flying bird. I had heard it was about a bird overcoming fears, and I hoped it would inspire me. But first, I had to complete Mom's chores and ensure Jack felt included. After breakfast, I wiped the kitchen table until it gleamed, then fed our 3 orange fish in the living room tank. They darted to the food, their bright scales flashing. Smiling, I felt a sense of calm. I returned to Mum. "I've cleaned the table and fed the fish," I said. "Well done, Anna," Mum said, giving me a hug. "Are you going with Tom, Lisa, and Jack?" "Yes," I said. Tom with his red hat and jokes, and Lisa, quiet with her blue bag, were my best friends. Jack, new and shy with his green jacket, was joining us for the first time. I dialed Tom's number, and he answered quickly. "Hey, Anna," he said. "Hi, Tom," I said. "Want to see the flying bird at 4? Jack's coming too."
"Cool," Tom said. "I'll be at your house at 3. "Great," I said. "If we leave early, we'll get good seats." I called Lisa next. "Hi, Anna," she said. "Cinema today?" "Yep," I said. "The Flying Bird at 4, with Tom and Jack. Meet at my house at 3? "I'm in," Lisa said, hesitating. "But Jack's so quiet. Will he fit in?" "I think so," I said. "If we're friendly, he'll open up." Finally, I called Jack. "Hi, Anna," he said, sounding nervous. "Hi, Jack. Want to join us for the Flying Bird at 4? Meet at my house at 3. "I'd love to," Jack said. "I've never been to this cinema. Thanks for inviting me." "See you soon," I said, feeling hopeful. It was 8:30, leaving me hours to prepare. I watered the garden's pink and white flowers, spotting a green frog hopping by. The peaceful scene eased my nerves about Jack. I had been shy once, but friends had welcomed me. I wanted to do the same. At 10, I tidied my room, then drew a blue bird with yellow wings, imagining Sky from the movie. By 11, I showered, slipping back into my yellow dress and checking my bag. I had $10 for the ticket and popcorn, enough to share. At 1, I ate lunch with Mum, pasta with cheese and a crisp salad. I shared my excitement. The Flying Bird is about a bird learning to fly. I hope Jack has fun. Be kind, Mum said. New friends need patience. After lunch, I read about birds, learning they migrate far with strong wings. I felt eager but nervous about Jack. At 3, Tom, Lisa, and Jack arrived. Tom's hat was crooked, Lisa clutched her blue bag, and Jack's green jacket stood out. Ready? Tom asked. Yes, I said. Let's make today fun. We walked to the cinema, chatting about pets. As we neared, I noticed 2 boys by the entrance smirking at Jack. Hey, Jack, one called. Why are you with them? Too good for us now.
Jack's face reddened, and he looked down. My stomach twisted. I had never seen Jack teased before, and I felt angry. If I had ignored this, Jack would feel worse, I thought. I stepped forward. He's with us because he's our friend, I said firmly. Leave him alone. The boys shrugged and walked away. Jack looked at me, surprised. Thanks, Anna, he said quietly. They're from my old school. I didn't know they'd be here. No problem, I said, smiling. If they bother you again, we've got your back. Lisa nodded. You're with us now, Jack. At the ticket counter, Mrs. Brown greeted us. Tickets for the Flying Bird? She asked. Yes, please, I said, handing over $20 for 4 tickets. She gave me change, and I felt relieved. We bought popcorn, juice, and blue candy, sharing with Jack, who seemed more at ease. We chose the front row, perfect for seeing the screen. As the lights dimmed, I forgot the earlier tension. The movie was breathtaking. Sky, a bluebird with yellow wings, couldn't fly high, unlike her friends. She was sad, but an old brown owl advised, "Believe in yourself." Sky practiced daily, falling but persisting. When a storm hit, Sky flew above it, leading her friends to a safe tree. Her courage saved them, and she soared proudly. We shared popcorn, laughing when Sky stumbled and clapping when she flew. The hour-long movie ended, and we left smiling. Sky's amazing, Tom said. I loved the owl, Lisa said. So wise. Thanks for sticking up for me, Jack. I've never had friends do that before. I learned from Sky, I said. She kept trying, and I wanted to help you. At 5, the sky was pink as we walked home. At my house, my friends waved goodbye. See you tomorrow, Lisa called. Mum was cooking. How was it? She asked. Great, I said, explaining the movie and Jack's trouble. I stood up for him, and he felt better. I'm proud, Mum said. Dinner's ready. We ate chicken and rice, and I shared Sky's story. I've learned to stand up for others, I said. It makes a difference. That's true friendship, Mum said. In my room, I wrote about the day, the cinema, Jack, the movie, and my friends. I had faced a tough moment and helped someone. I liked Tom, Lisa, Jack, and Mum. Today was special. Thinking of Sky, I realized her courage inspired my actions. If I hadn't spoken up, Jack might have felt alone. Smiling, I went to bed, dreaming of birds and friends. Lesson learned. Standing up for others, like Anna for Jack, fosters inclusion and strengthens friendships. Be brave and kind, even when it's hard, to make everyone feel valued. Chapter 5. A Big Adventure at the Cinema. Wednesday morning dawned with a radiant sun casting a golden hue over our quiet town, the sky clear and cloudless. My name is Anna, and I'm 10 years old. I live with my mum in a cozy house surrounded by lush trees and vibrant flower beds. Our town, small yet full of charm, features a sprawling park and a cherished cinema, with striking red walls and glowing lights that always felt like a gateway to new worlds. This holiday week, I had been making daily pilgrimages to the cinema with my friends, Tom, Lisa, and, as of yesterday, Jack. On Saturday, the happy dog taught me courage when I secured tickets in a crowded line. On Sunday, the magic forest showed me teamwork through a rainy shortcut. On Monday, the brave cat pushed me to take responsibility after losing my ticket. Yesterday, the flying bird inspired me to stand up for Jack when he was teased. Today, the final day of the holiday, I was eager to watch The Little Hero, a movie about a boy named Sam who saves his friends. Although I was thrilled, a pang of sadness hit me. School started tomorrow, and this magical week was ending. As I was rolling out of bed at 7, I glanced out my window. The bright sky lifted my spirits, but I couldn't ignore a twinge of melancholy. If I had known this week would pass so quickly, I would have savoured every moment, I thought, reflecting on our adventures. My room, warm and familiar, held my treasures, a desk with books and pencils, and a poster of a fluffy white dog on the wall. I had always wanted a pet, but Mum had stressed that animals needed more care than I could manage now. I chose my green dress, soft and familiar, and tied my long brown hair with a yellow ribbon. In the mirror, I saw excitement mixed with bittersweet anticipation. I wanted today to be unforgettable, especially with Jack, now part of our group. In the kitchen, Mum was scrambling eggs, their savoury aroma blending with the scent of fresh toast. A bowl of apples and oranges sat on the table, vibrant and inviting. "Good morning, Anna," Mum said, handing me a plate. "Last cinema day?" "Morning, Mum," I replied, my voice tinged with both excitement and sadness. "I'm pumped for The Little Hero, but I'm sad the holiday's over. What if today doesn't live up to the others?" Mum smiled. "If you make the most of it, it'll be special. But first, I need you to clean your shoes and help in the garden." I nodded, determined to earn my trip. I ate my breakfast, savouring the fluffy eggs and crunchy toast. The apples were crisp and sweet, and a glass of cold milk refreshed me. As I ate, I thought about The Little Hero.
I had heard it was about a brave boy, and I hoped it would leave us inspired for school. But first, I had to complete Mum's chores and ensure our group stayed tight-knit. After breakfast, I polished my black shoes until they shone, then headed to the garden. The small patch burst with red and yellow flowers, and I watered them carefully. A tiny snail crawled along a leaf, and I smiled at its slow journey. The garden calmed me, but the thought of school tomorrow weighed heavy. I had grown so much this week, and I wanted to end it on a high note. Back inside, I reported to Mum. "I've cleaned my shoes and watered the flowers," I said. "Great job, Anna," Mum said, hugging me. "Going with Tom, Lisa, and Jack?" "Yes," I said. Tom with his red hat and humor, Lisa kind with her blue bag, and Jack, shy but warming up in his green jacket, were my crew. I dialed Tom's number and he answered quickly. "Hey, Anna," he said. "Hi, Tom," I said. "Want to see The Little Hero at 3? Last day of the holiday." "Count me in," Tom said. "I'll be at your house at 2. "Awesome," I said. "If we leave early, we'll get good seats." I called Lisa next. "Hi, Anna," she said. "Cinema today?" "Yep," I said. "The Little Hero at 3, with Tom and Jack. Meet at my house at 2. "Sounds great," Lisa said. "I'm glad Jack's coming again." Finally, I called Jack. "Hi, Anna," he said, sounding more confident. "Another movie?"
"Yes," I said. "The Little Hero at 3. Be at my house at 2? "I'm there," Jack said. "Thanks for including me." Hanging up, I felt a surge of excitement. It was 8:30, leaving me hours to prepare. I dusted the living room, making the table gleam, and Mum thanked me. At 10, I drew a boy with a red cape, imagining Sam from the movie. By 11, I showered, slipping back into my green dress and checking my bag. I had $10 for the ticket and popcorn, enough to share. At 1, I ate lunch with Mum. Sandwiches with cheese and ham and a fresh salad. I shared my thoughts. The Little Hero is about a boy saving his friends, I said. I want today to be perfect. Focus on your friends, Mum said. That's what makes memories. After lunch, I read about heroes, learning they face fears to help others. I felt eager but bittersweet about the holiday's end. At 2, Tom, Lisa, and Jack arrived, all smiling. "Ready for the grand finale?" Tom asked. "Totally," I said. "Let's make it epic." We walked to the cinema, chatting about the week's movies. The streets were quiet, with birds singing overhead. At the cinema, a poster of Sam in a red cape sparked my excitement. But as we entered, Mrs. Brown rushed over. "Kids, the movie's delayed," she said. "The projector's broken. If you wait an hour, it might be fixed, but I can't promise." My heart sank. "An hour?" I said. "We'll miss half the day." Let's just go home, Lisa said, frowning. This is a waste of time. No way, Tom said. We've come this far. Let's wait. Jack looked unsure. What if it's not fixed? I don't want to sit here forever. I felt torn. If I had known about the delay, I would have planned something else, I thought, frustration rising. But I remembered Sam from the movie poster, a hero who didn't give up. Let's wait, I said. We can make it fun. How about the storytelling game? We each add to a story about a hero. Lisa hesitated. Okay, but it better be good. I'm in, Jack said, brightening. I've never played this before. We sat in the waiting area, and I started. Once a boy named Sam found a magic sword in a forest. Tom jumped in. He was being chased by a giant wolf, but he swung the sword and scared it away.
Lisa added, Then he met a talking owl who said, You must save the village. Jack, shy at first, said, Sam climbed a mountain to find a hidden cave with treasure. We went round and round, laughing as the story grew wilder. I felt proud for keeping us together. If we hadn't played, we'd have been miserable. After 40 minutes, Mrs. Brown returned. The projector's fixed, she said. You're good to go. Yes, I cheered, leading us to the ticket counter. I paid $20 for 4 tickets, grabbing popcorn, juice, and yellow candy. We chose the middle row, and as the lights dimmed, my frustration faded. The movie was incredible. Sam, a small boy with a red cape, lived in a town hit by a flooding river. Determined to help, he trekked to a forest, meeting a wise green turtle who said, Use rocks to block the water. Sam pushed heavy rocks, and his friends joined in. Together, they saved the town. Then, Sam found a lost brown puppy, giving it food and a home. His kindness warmed my heart. We shared popcorn, laughing when Sam slipped in mud, and clapping when the town cheered. The hour-long movie ended, and we left beaming. Sam's the best, Tom said. That puppy was adorable, Lisa said. I want one. I loved the turtle, Jack said. Thanks for the game, Anna. It made waiting fun. Sam taught me patience, I said. If we'd left, we'd have missed this. At 4:30, the sky was pink and orange as we walked home. At my house, my friends waved goodbye. See you at school, Jack called. Mum was reading. How was it? She asked. Amazing, I said, explaining the delay, our game, and Sam's story. I kept everyone happy. I'm proud, Mum said. Dinner's ready. We ate pasta and vegetables, and I shared more. I've learnt to be patient and creative, I said. It made today special. That's growth, Mum said. In my room, I wrote about the week, the cinema, my friends, and our lessons. I had grown braver, kinder, and wiser. I liked Tom, Lisa, Jack, and Mum. This week was unforgettable. Thinking of Sam, I realized his persistence mirrored our patience. If I hadn't suggested the game, we'd have missed the fun. Smiling, I went to bed dreaming of heroes and stories. Lesson learned. Patience and creativity, like Anna's storytelling game, turned challenges into opportunities for bonding. Stay positive and find solutions even when things go wrong.